HellRaisers had a bit of a scare there on map 1. I think we all looked at them to be a team that should dominate. I said they were a cut above their opponents here in the CIS minor, but perhaps that is not the case. Pro100 took them all the way to 30 rounds, and there was almost a breakdown internally of HellRaisers. We saw some emotional moments, but they managed to, with the brilliant performance of Woxic, bring things back under control. And now we move into Inferno, and I think Pro100, despite losing that map, that will give them confidence.
Yes, they took HellRaisers to the limit there. I do wonder if that's going to be a frustrating loss for them, though. It was very laboured towards the end there. HellRaisers really not wanting to mess anything up. This could have been, well, it was quite the play. Could have been even more special. But Woxic, he did the best he could, and I think that was a nice warm-up for everybody moving into the game of Inferno, which is soon to be upon us. So, can Pro100 take it to a third map, or will HellRaisers close this out? We've had 2 2-0s today, and they will, I'm sure, be looking for a third one. I'm sure the teams could, well, HellRaisers could use a break if they are to win this match, because those frustrations, man, maybe needs to get into the jacuzzi. A jacuzzi. There is no the jacuzzi, but chill out. Now, when we were in Shanghai, there was a jacuzzi, like a normal one, hot water and so on. And there was one which was next to it, the shape of an octagon on the outside, and it was very cold water, like 15 degrees. So I was going into the steam room, getting in there for 30, 40 seconds, couldn't really handle it anymore, getting back out again. It was crazy, man. Yeah. You know, cold water, like people have to be careful when they jump into rivers and things, because it can like shut down your muscles if it's too cold, and then you drown. The more you know. Don't jump into rivers in a state of complete ignorance. Could be dangerous for you, but will Inferno be dangerous for HellRaisers or Pro100? Where do your thoughts lie, Dan? Who do you fancy for this one?
I mean, HellRaisers, this has always been a good comfort map for them. I think HellRaisers always like to be, I mean, through the entire tenure, this is years, they've been around for ages and ages and ages. Inferno was always a good map for them, and I always felt like they did pretty well when it came to pressuring Banana, being really assertive on the map. We've already seen from them in all the maps that we have, all the play we've had today, where they just like to be aggressive. They have been the fastest playing team on the T sides of everyone we've seen. So, and then on the CT side as well, you know, this Banana Control offers them a lot of opportunities to stick it to their opposition before they can initiate those T-sided plays. So I think it's a good map for HellRaisers.
HellRaisers, they're a team who are not shy to be aggressive on the CT side, and if that is going to be the case here on Inferno, I do wonder, because some of the CT aggression is highly dangerous if you make a play on the balcony, for example. But with the mood Woxic's in as well, I do wonder how much he will hold the W button on the CT side, and we will have to wait to find out, I think, because Pro100 have won the 9th round. Pro100, I think, is...
Yeah, I was aware of it. I was like saying it in a very British accent. Pro100.
At least you're not saying it from Bromley.
But I feel like at least, you know, you can't just like try to say everything in different accents, right? Because then it just sounds weird.
Well, you can try, but I think, I don't know, in some sentences it might sound like you're trying too hard.
Exactly,
because the norm is to not try to so much. It's weird how that works, isn't it? HellRaisers with 2 players full of utility. They are brimming. They are piping hot. This is the kind of aggression I'm talking about, but on the buy rounds from CT teams. Is he ready for the first pop? Isa taken out. That's a very key player. Can he escape? Oh, that is absolutely disgusting. That's like cereal on a burger. That's gross.
It's like what on the burger?
Cereal.
Cereal?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I meant to say sandwich.
Yeah, but that's still okay.
When I was a teenager, I'd put Cocoa Pops in a sandwich with slices of banana and just anything I could find in the kitchen.
Well, that's somewhat acceptable, because it kind of like people put crisps in their sandwiches, right? Which I mean, it's okay, but it's kind of weird as well. Anyway, I am pretty impressed with that. That was because that's supposed to be the shutdown. Like he realized after he got that frag, he's like, oh yeah, if they're taking apps, there's going to be guys. There's no escape for me here. And he somehow gets 2 kills. He's showing his entire body, and only 2 heads are showing. Still gets those 2 kills. Nuts. Nuts everywhere. All types. Mixed bag of nuts. 3 Deagles, 2 CZs. Nice. That was sort of what I was talking about earlier.
Mixed bag of nuts is good, unless it's got loads of peanuts. Then it's bad.
Peanuts are right.
No. Don't ever say that again. That's worse than saying mayonnaise is great.
They've got more protein than any other Any other commonly found
how
nuts?
fantastic. You can take the peanuts then.
I found peanuts.
Send Dan peanuts.
What do you want? I mean, I usually prefer eating almonds.
Keep going.
But that's my preference, usually. Almonds.
Nobody defends peanuts.
You haven't given me a reason as to why they're bad, you just said.
Because they are.
But well,
Because they're crap.
Because they are is not a good reason.
They don't offer, in a bag of mixed nuts, peanuts do not offer good contrast in terms of texture. They're weak. They're not holding up their end of the bargain.
So it's got nothing to do with nutritional content for you, it's just merely consistency.
I don't care about nutrition. Hello.
Alright. Ooh, we'll push through the smoke from the CTs. And they're going to be meeting all the CZs and the Eagles running in to the A-bomb site. They're all going for a plant. This is actually looking kind of good now for HellRaisers in the 3v3. FACEIT standing on top of the box, desperately trying to see where the hell he is in amongst the smoke. He's completely lost. And that's a free one for Angel. And now there is a lot of issues here for Prosto to deal with.
2 flashes, no defuse kit. Is there one on the sites, on these fallen players, on the comrades? It's a noble effort from the Molotov, but it's one that hasn't been practiced on the fly. But is there even time for this? Are they running to their doom and giving bonus money with these SMGs? Kenzor at the point of no return, and he will not return. Phone calls will not be answered. His voicemail will be full. That was a round.
The bomb almost killed everyone at the end there. It was really close. I felt really bad for Flarich because you could see he completely lost his bearings in the smoke. It was really annoying for him, I imagine. That is not a round you want to lose. It's the worst round to lose. Because if you then lose this one afterwards, you are absolutely wrecked. Some decent damage done by HellRaisers. They get a kill and almost kill one more. 2 smokes still left though for Prosto team.
I'm not sure if that's decent damage for HellRaisers or for Prosto, to be honest. All things considered, HellRaisers haven't quite got banana. They've gone 1 for 1. And one would assume they've dropped a weapon. Indeed, FACEIT has Flarich's UMP, which I guess Dead Fox had. HE's towards the pit, but Flarich was in a position to take advantage of his teammate being trapped there, but his teammate will die first. Dev towards the arch position. There is a gap in that smoke.
Opportunity, perhaps. The health is not good though for Prosto. They look to save what they have into the next round. Are we sure it's not like Prosto or like Prosto or something?
We literally went through this at 2 rounds ago.
Well, no,
we talked about the pronunciation.
Accent. Yeah, but I can say Prosto.
That's why I said Prosto. That's the reason why.
Oh, because we've been saying Prosto. We can say Prosto without an accent, but there's a difference.
Well, Prosto is still half wrong.
Prosto like
it's like you're half attempting to pronounce it correctly. You got to commit all the way or none of the way. You can't have
what does that mean?
You can't have 1 foot in the road, Dan. You're either in traffic or you're on a sidewalk.
I feel like there's still a big difference without trying to do the accent.
Because you said, is it Prosto or Prosto? And then you said Prosto. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? You can't be in the middle. You can't be on the fence. You've got to be on one side.
That's rich.
Otherwise, people will shoot at you.
That's rich coming from Mr. On the Fence.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Push from the CTs. Good timing with the pop flash. Dead Fox doing a good job to trade out, but still looks fairly good here for Prosto as they are going to be pushing on to Woxic. He defends. Imagine if they get that kill, because he would have dropped a smoke, most likely, and the bomb as well. So, as well as the AWP. So it could have been a really interesting round there for Prosto, but instead, Ivan and Flarich are left on the A-bomb side, and HellRaisers are suspicious perhaps of a of a stack on the B-bomb side or a rotation there, and they're going to go towards the arch, which is, I think this is a really good choice. If you go arch, you can peek into the A site, and it's much safer than just walking through quads. And it gives you the option to back away and go back to B if they are sitting on this site. So this is probably the best choice, I think. Oh, FACEIT.
Oh my god, is he going to run away and give up an AK?
Oh, wow. I was just wondering if we would have like a twists moment where he kills 4 people with one burst of the CZ, basically.
Ooh.
You can win this round.
There was no good option for FACEIT, but he's managed to make it to, well, make it off the site, sorry. And surely FACEIT will not expect this.
He's got to smoke too. If he smokes banana, FACEIT has to push through it. I don't think he'll have an angle onto the bomb.
But surely FACEIT is either banana or he's new box.
Ooh.
And he is banana. Keeps the AWP close, and FACEIT saves the day once again. That was a dangerous one.
Yeah.
That was a dangerous one. Now it's buy time for Prosto. Ivan with the AWP. FACEIT with a French gun to allow him utility. Take note of Angar. Ooh, in the chest.
Ooh, wow.
In the chest, son. He took that rubber bullets. And he's lost half his HP. Ivan having a look in the short position. Now, does Angel... Okay, he's got one flash and that's it. No nades on Angel. I was going to ask if a smoke grenade would be bounced towards this position. Can be thrown from multiple places, but you'll commonly see it after a mid-take, top mid-take by a T side, bouncing it off the windows. There is now a smoke down on the arch position, but with a smoke on banana, FACEIT and Kenzo are really afraid of a wrap because Ivan doesn't have angles on it. And HellRaisers are moving up banana. FACEIT and Kenzo are still both focused on a wrap from the CT spawn area, and that will compromise their positions on B.
Here they go. Isa leading the charge here for his team. Oh, this is honestly quite awkward here for Prosto. They're just, yeah, sitting around that smoke together in the same spot. Not good defensible position. Ooh, once I say that, is that just... Did he just push through the smoke? I think he must have, yeah. He just ran straight through the smoke, got bodied. Oh, that smoke's gone too deep for Bondik. He does pick up the AK at least. Oh, has it gone too deep? It looks very close. Indeed, I think it has, yeah. That's a problem because that's going to allow the CTs to actually more confidently attack onto the site. Uh-oh, this is looking really bad for HellRaisers. Now this FACEIT smoked off. Bondik doesn't get the instant kill he needs. Oh, maybe a chance. FACEIT 1v3 though. Does he have an angle through the smoke onto the bomb? I think that's the only way this works. Oh! Oh my god, he was close. That's botched smoke. That botched smoke, man. That really hurt.
That was DDK in an elevator, levels of awkward. So weird. I think they assumed that Prosto had rotated towards the A side because no one's in a position to challenge on B. So, a surprise in construction. Smoke goes in the wrong place. 3 versus 5. Difficult from start to finish. HellRaisers now on the pistols, wondering where their guns have gone. Ivan and Kenzo with the AWPs. Prosto with a really nice chance to stabilize here on his CT side. However, much real estate has been conceded already. Def holding a grenade in his hand. What grenade is that? A smoke grenade. FACEIT, you can see he's got the initial position. The bomb has been dropped top mid, and that can be heard by all. Oh, what?
Oh!
What?
See ya.
That could be the round. Angel's looking for Ivan and Library. He runs past the angle, but not fast enough, and Ivan will be hard-pressed to get a frag from this position, so this might have to be safe territory for Prosto, and indeed it is. They are out of here.
Yeah, that's so savage, isn't it? It's funny because, you know, you see those rounds on this map, but it's always the guy that runs up banana with the fast timing who one-shots 2 people. It's never a guy who walks into A with a deagle and one-shots 2 people. That never happens. That's quite impressive.
That is unbelievable. That is an anomalous round.
Bish bash.
That is nowhere near normal. Nowhere near normal.
It's quite cool. It is interesting though, because there are positions on A that if you kill one player, you can probably predict where the other guy is, because any team worth their salt is going to position people in 2 spots to play with each other. But bish bash.
Yeah, hello.
Easy. That looked very clean. What a round to win, especially after just losing the previous rounds, where they perhaps felt like they should have done better, and it was a little bit... It could have been improved, perhaps. But that's a great way to rally things. Rally the forces. And this is as well, in a lot of senses, I think, the edge that HellRaisers do have on a lot of these teams. They have the most skilled lineup, I think it's fair to say, in the CIS minor.
They are. It's proving hard to disagree with that statement. With the way players like Isa, Dead Fox, Woxic are winning the rounds. Angel and Bondic here to offer solidity, rigidity. Crikey. I'm going to stick to words with 2 syllables. Like fishing.
Fishing ting.
Bloody
No.
hell.
That's 1 syllable. That should be right up your alley. Ting. Okay. I'll get the top mid take coming in from HellRaisers. They're going to go for the balcony pop. If these flashes are good, there it is. Flourish is flashed. He should be quite dead here. Bondic will turn the corner, but Flourish will defend. Very good work from him. Eventually traded out though. And the smokes will make life difficult. Def though over the top of the smoke, able to get the trades in there, but the B players have to be fast, and they are very fast. Straight there on the bomb site, ready to go before the T's have a chance to plant. Important rounds traded back, and HellRaisers absolutely need to buy here. Their money is a bit skew-if, as some British people say, which just means it's a bit dodgy, it's a bit weird, it's a bit awkward, it's a bit off balance. But oh, they're not actually going for it. They're just going to buy 1 player. So interesting. I think pretty sure they could have had a proper buy here. Pretty sure. Like 1 player dropping 2 AKs, get a couple CZs, UMP, have like a specific round in mind. And the reason why I think that's of consideration is just due to the CTs having a really bad economy and also having 2 orbs. There's ways to abuse the orbs.
The hero AK with no flashbangs.
Ooh, the timing
with no
here.
flashbangs. What if Dead Fox had bought 2 flashes?
Someone made a step. Yeah, indeed. That could have been a double. That should have been a double. As Kenzor dinks. And imagine what single smoke, how far that would go here. But no.
Is it Kenzor in the sandbag position? He's heard the scope. At least he managed to take 1 down. Switch out for the Dragon Lord. That's plus 10 damage.
They lost the orb though. They actually lost one of the orbs.
Yep.
That's some good damage, yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can turn that round into, like, you don't need too much. You can spend, $2,000 on utility across the team, and $1,000 on pistols and so on. Like, you haven't spent that much. You still have more than enough for a 4 buy this round, and you could turn that one into a much stronger version of itself. Ooh, big push coming in from the CTs. No deep smoke, actually, just facing the long ranges, and that's a problem, actually. Not having a deep smoke there to work with, it makes it a lot more unsafe. And now you've given a 4v5 to the HellRaisers team early in the rounds. And now you have to take risks. Def playing close. Oh, he's spotting a leg. Oh, that's very unfortunate for him. He had the edge in the fight. But Isa is very fast himself. FACEIT stuck around the corner, but won't suffer the same fate as his teammates. The late... Actually, I don't know who died in the apps, but...
It's a 1 versus 5 situation here for FACEIT. Ivan quickly making it 2. So much red above the heads of these players. Woxic on the site will join the red crew. 2 AWP retake though, both from the arch position. Not really going to happen, is it? We are asking a lot. Very difficult to avoid getting trade fragged in that situation. Prosto will have to hold on to them.
Prosto.
You sound like you work in Tesco. HellRaisers to take the lead.
I tried to get a job in Tesco once.
What happened?
I couldn't get it because the position was filled immediately. Because I was living in a town with lots of young people and one shop. so it was impossible to get jobs. Because it's just like, most people were unemployed there.
I tried to get a job in WH Smith once.
How'd that go?
They did not reply. I'm glad they didn't reply. I've never worked retail, but I think it's easy to get trapped there. So
yeah, I've heard that.
I feel like I'm fortunate that I did not go down that road.
Instead, you were getting rid of real estate.
Disposing
it.
Yes. Oh. And who's being disposed of now? Both these teams will have an argument on that. Woxic still carrying the bomb. Man, disadvantage for HellRaisers. 2-2 set up for Prosto. Ivan moving towards Arch. FACEIT has 2 jobs to do now from the pit position. And all noise is cut.
It is very quiet now. A good 20, 30 seconds at least with no noise until that smoke was tossed. And now the split onto the A sites from balcony, and if there's no flash to take FACEIT off of his angle when Bondik appears, Bondik will very likely just get annihilated. So the timing here is very important. Good smoke, FACEIT isolated. Is there a flash to get rid of him though? It looks like there's not, but they'll have AK bullets to do the job instead. Ivan can't stop the plant. Bondik from the side. They've made this a very winnable round now. Oh, Siat, does he see it? Oh, wow. Okay, they understand to get off the bomb there. Hearing Siat's looming above. But the time is a problem. They have to go and kill him. They've got less than 15 seconds.
Boy.
And annihilation is their fate.
Ironically, I think Sviat thought it was going to be the default plant. He couldn't see the T in the smoke, and he probably would have shot the wrong location, but that time allowed his teammate to rotate. Kenzor picked off the bomb carrier in the short position, and the frags were almost stereo for Prosto. 1 AWP now for the CT side. Carrying the bomb. Carrying the bomb? Don't know where I was going with that. 5 to 5, never mind. Rough round for HellRaisers. 2 AKs, and they've gone to the charity shop for the rest. One minute 30, the numbers game. Def, how many has he let pass? Ooh, Ivan baiting for him as well. We've got Angel trapped in the middle of no man's land. Woxic will trade, but it's a 2 versus 4.
They can make it work, actually, with the time. Oh, they have smokes as well, but the smoke was not deployed in time. And looks like Prosto are going to be fine here. That's a lovely kill there from Woxic, showing his skill. Woxic, a player with a lot of raw skill. It is very apparent. It doesn't feel like he has amazing mechanics, but it reminds me of Simple in that way, where it's just, so much raw skill. Doesn't matter, actually. For pretty much every player, I'd say the very high level is achievable with very, very good mechanics, but you can also do it with raw skill if you're Woxic. Looking for the next player. Woxic is going to find absolutely nothing. 20 seconds, he's going to move into the site, committed to the site, where there are 2. So he's unfortunately picked wrong. But maybe he can walk into it. Oh my god, there's one more though. He's going to have to react to this. Oh, he's not. Oh, he actually might have a chance now because his shot was actually missed. He has time to plant the bomb, get the gun out. He's going to go back around the box here. If he can find a headshot. Oh, it was so on. Ivan will not miss the next shot, and that's a quad kill for him. Woxic. How did he find that kill? And to anyone who thinks you can't be precise with a high sensitivity, this is, you just got to have good mouse control, man.
What bravery from Ivan as well. Chose to contain on the site. With low health, just went for it. Big frags from Ivan. Really tight so far. Waiting for one person to reconnect to the server at the moment. But this is super tight, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's, I mean, HellRaisers are leaning a lot on their individual skill, perhaps a little bit too much in some of these spots, and Prosto are doing a great job. And with the money as it is for HellRaisers, again, you know, they can absolutely afford to get, you know, a couple flashbangs, smoke grenades, a couple P250s, and there's some stuff they can do with that. I have to see what they end up going for, though. Prosto's economy is not amazing itself. I do believe Ivan doesn't have a huge amount of cash. Obviously, he did have the AWP and survived with that at the end of the round, so that's got to be restored. So they will be in good stead to defend again. And they're starting to take control of this half. It's shaping up that you would expect them to get between, you know, 8 and 10 rounds for sure, I think. And HellRaisers, the struggle is real. But I do think, you know, we both talked about HellRaisers' CT side. I do think that's where HellRaisers will do the damage. But the question is whether or not they can prevent Prosto from getting too many rounds on their CT side.
One PC is just being restarted at the moment, by choice, just to be clear.
By force.
Did you ever restart your PC with console commands?
What, restart my PC? What, from the... Well, not from the game.
Obviously, not from the game, the console of the computer.
What, you mean like DOS?
Yes.
so DOS. I have, yes, many times. You can do timers as well. I usually use that a lot. It's like, what is it? It's the command to do a shutdown timer is shutdown -S -T and then the seconds. That's really useful.
Very good, Dan.
It's very useful.
It's very good.
Put a show on. And
what kind of show? What cam show?
I don't know, like... What's wrong with you? What's
when
wrong
you
with
said
you,
put
mate?
a show on, I thought you meant like you are the show.
What kind of show is that? The first thing that springs to your mind, is it?
Well, how else are you going to have you're going to put on a show if they can't see you, you know? You said put on a show. I thought you meant you are putting on a show.
What, whilst shutting down my PC? Putting my PC on a shutdown timer.
Well, why would you put any show on if you're going to shut down your PC?
Because I'm going to put stuff on and then get into bed and then go to sleep while stuff is playing.
So you're putting on a show, you're putting some stuff and then getting into bed. This is not getting better, Dan.
The show probably ends after the amount of time that I've set the timer to shut down in.
Exactly.
So it's like if it's a 60-minute show, then I'm going to...
Yeah, but it could be your own show and you can still have a timer. So what's the difference?
What are you talking about?
You said why would you put on a show and shut down your PC, right? If it was your own show. But what difference is it if it's your own show or a show that you played in the video?
I never said that.
You just did say, you said that.
No,
you just said that.
I think your mind is warped, James.
That's what you said.
I know which side the public's on.
You're a weirdo.
They're not on the side of the guy who immediately starts talking about cam shows.
You said put on a show, right? I'm thinking you're talking like Cabaret or something like what you're doing when you're...
But if you think about the context, I was shutting down your PC and then I was like, I'm going to then get into bed afterwards.
Yeah, it gets even worse.
all right then. Okay. You're trying too hard, James.
I'm not. You said put on the show. It wasn't clear what you meant.
I think it was very clear what I meant. I think it's common for people to do this.
Well, when you say watch, people observe shows, you know, on
sorry,
TV,
I didn't preface
television.
it by saying television show. I'm sorry that was
wasn't
required.
Clear enough. You're a man
so
from
sorry.
the internet. I don't know what you mean.
I'm so sorry. Okay. HellRaisers are probably feeling sorry for themselves as well. There's awful spot to be in this game. Again, it can be interesting how it can play to the minds sometimes of teams where they think that they are the big favorites, because when you have a bad couple rounds or a bad map or whatever it might be and you don't perform to your expectation, it can affect some players more than others. And HellRaisers, I mean, they could really lose to Prosto. Prosto have been playing quite well. Def with the MP9, yes. Give me the cash. Cash money. Cash money in the bank.
Smart decision from Sviat. He seemed to be in two minds as to what he wanted to do. Continuation spray and he will finish off the job. So that's a nice round for Prostor. And they move to 7-5. HellRaisers back on the bye. 5 of the last 6 rounds won by Prostor on their CT side. They are building something great. They did win the pistol and they got reset afterwards. But perhaps they have stabilized. The double snipers are out once more for the Prostor side. Woxic will have one of his own. HellRaisers look to control the banana position.
Ooh, yes! Oh, that's you. I just love that. I love that. You never see that enough. The double
crazy.
HE of the
That
AWPer.
was a triple HE.
Yeah, they wanted to be sure, didn't they? Wanted to be very sure. Oh, that's so awesome. Why do you not? Why do you, there should be way more teams doing that.
They went full North Korea, firing their missiles.
That is beautiful. I'm just so impressed. I'm happy with that. It's a good way to get an advantage, because that's the one thing with the HEs. Oh, the flank. Flankerino. Oh, hello. That's the bomb, and that's the round. That's got to be the round. 3 kills, the bomb under control. They have to retake top banana so that he can reconnect with his teammates. They're just sitting in the bomb site. Are they going to help him, or is he going to go back, or they got to play together here? Because if he dies and they recollect the bomb, they've got 40 seconds and a 2v3. They're just like leaving him there. It's like, this is no assistance. I just don't. Come on. Where's the assist?
So I've been heading back towards the B bomb site. Too much faith in this. Okay, Flarich has just checked mid and he sees nothing, so Ivan's going back. I was going to say that is the opportunity Eason needs. He is not a man you can give too much opportunity to, and he should walk straight into this AWP shot just like that. The football has been punctured. No more ball games today.
I feel bad for Def, man. He's out there, gets 3 kills, gets the bomb. His teammates just leave him to die. Obviously, he doesn't want to push because he doesn't know if there's people top banana, but it's really easy for him to keep pushing and for his teammates to push top banana at the same time. It's really easy to do that, and then you can just get, if there is 1 player or 2 players left there, then you'll be able to get the kills, but they wanted to play it ultra safe, I guess. Ultra safe. And they win the round, surviving with 3 players, so that's a good result. And 5 CZs here now for HellRaisers with a good selection of utility to back it up with. And there's all sorts that you can do with this. Now there's 4 players towards the A site, and the B bomb site is incredibly susceptible to a rush at the moment. There's no information on banana for the CTs. That's a really big hole in this round for Prosto, but they're gambling on the fact that it will be A. If HellRaisers just leave a lurker here and try to just keep the attention with some nades, it looks like they want to go for a split onto the B-bomb site with no banana control. That could work out, though. Although they have to get past Arch, and it's looking difficult, but Bondic eventually trades out, and there's only 1 man on the site. Kenzel will back away. He was in the dark spot, and HellRaisers are really wondering what the hell is going on here. Why is this site completely empty? The bomb is allowed to go down. Bondic's trying to hold rotation, but they've all gone down middle, so he's not going to hold any rotations. There's no rotations.
That is really cool for Prostor anyway. It's cool for one of these 2 teams. Woxic at the back of the site. There's a lot for Bondic to do, but he can't do any of it, unfortunately, apart from pass some information to Woxic as CZ 3 bullets and 3 targets. And it won't happen. It was likely never happening in that situation. Round number 9 for Prostor. Solid Inferno CT half so far. 1 round remains. Good money for HellRaisers, but bad success. 6 from 7 rounds for Prostor. 7 from 8 rounds even.
Yeah, I was really worried on that last round, just in having no info on Banana, but Kenzel went for a super safe play and just voided the site, let the plant happen to guarantee the victory in the round. Ooh, Woxic able to catch Kenzel, winning the Battle of the Orps. Another early pick, but will they be dismantled by an unsuspecting mid push again from Death? That was so devastating. And he did it with the Silenced M4 too. And I have muchos respect for Silenced M4 on the flank. It is a lot of fun. 5v4 here for HellRaisers, and running the defaults. A 2-2 split for Prosto. It's not going to be easy for them no matter where HellRaisers go. They have great utility though. Ooh. That's a pretty deep smoke considering they have no vision on top Banana for ages. And the CTs can just walk through it if they're there.
Angel trying to shut things down. Is there a trade fragger? Yes, but he misses the shot. Sviartsen almost escapes from there. They haven't seen the bomb though. Prosto. Isa is in a smoke and short. This could really go either way. Has an inkling and gets a kill. Fladich now, we are asking a lot of him. Or Prosto are. Not us specifically. 18 seconds. Can he hold on long enough to stop a bomb plant? They're lining up. Double peek. First player goes wide. Really important to make sure the second player can trade if needed. And Ivan is now on his own. Seems that Prosto won't make it to double figures just yet. HellRaisers keep the score close, but of course the pistol round will be key.
Yeah, I wonder what the read was like for Prosto. You know, why after a long time with no vision on Banana? Well, they lost Banana at the start of the round, and then they just throw a really deep smoke from the site and then try to push to the smoke with no flashbangs or anything like that, sort of assuming that maybe only like one player is there, or I'm not sure. That seemed very strange, and that's I wonder if that sort of was a play that could have gone better. And anyway, the past is the past. Sviat down to 1 HP straight away. Feels bad. Oh, they're all so incredibly blind. Angel taking his time though, and that's a really good way to do it. Bomb down on Banana.
Oh, he was reloading. That was a free kill for Angel, but Bondic will do the job. And Angel will make up for it with the last one. That keeps the score close. That stops Prosto running away with the early stages. Averts the 6-12 potential for HellRaisers. And that was a big round to win for Prosto. They understand the implications, but they've gone now. Not the first time they will have lost a pistol round. Move on swiftly, promptly.
Pronto. Pronto, Prosto. Presto. Angel with the second mid peek. As you do.
As one does.
He would. 5v3 now. And HellRaisers looking to even things up here. They're off to a great start here on the second half.
They're off to a good start, Dan. I wouldn't go as far as to say great until this round is concluded.
Absolutely magnificent.
There is threats. There's plenty of threats remaining in this round. Now there's a lot less threat, and now there's no threat. Now it's a great start.
Unless you consider the fish a threat.
The fish are barely three-dimensional.
Yeah.
They're made from paper.
I do love how just awful the animation is on the fish. It's just
the fish are full potato.
It's like they are like
no
also going at 5 FPS as well or something. It's like a slideshow.
It's budget, man.
Yeah.
Fish are budget.
They did not get the attention they deserve, James.
Maybe we should make a video about the fish.
We should make a fish video. That's what I was thinking as well. Oh, he was going to throw it, wasn't he? But that's pretty good as well. Ooh. That is over 100 damage.
Hello.
That is like 150 damage at least.
Where are you going, lads? Where are you going? Love me a HE grenade. Bondik doesn't need to go down banana because he's the only person there. If he lost at close quarters, it's a bomb plant. But they no fear, they no scare, HellRaisers. HellRaisers happy. HellRaisers 9-9. But Prostor, it's time for the buy, time for the AKs. Will HellRaisers keep this particular buy with the 2 SMGs and the Scout and Woxic? They can all buy together in the next round regardless. If they lose the round, they can reset Prostor. But if they are to lose the round, they've got to get some kills.
So banana pressure from HellRaisers once again. This is what we were talking about. You know, they love the aggression here. And it's awesome to do that. I mean, it just creates a challenge, a really awesome challenge to, well, awesome from the CT side, whereby either Prosto challenge that smoke or they let you have all the information and they let you cheat a player towards the A sites, and that's an enormous advantage to have as the CTs. That said, Angel's still in the B sites instead of rotating around, and neither Angel nor Bondik have a resmoke for this. Both smokes on B have been used. This is a good opportunity for Prosto to retake banana and start pressuring the B bomb sites. They would likely pull rotation if they went with a lot of pressure. And here it comes. Oh, Bondik is absolutely dead. That just leaves Angel. There's the rotation coming in. 45 seconds. They're looking to commit here.
Molly at the front of the site, smokes to get rid of it. Angel with a second frag. Dead Fox flying through the smoke, and he'll be a dead Fox. 2-man retake required for HellRaisers. Maybe Issa can... Oh no, he's going CT, so he might not get an upgrade on the way. If he went banana, then maybe he would have a better weapon. This won't be easy. We've got long-range bad bullets, and long-range even worse. Unless he can find Flarich. Oh, the Molly may just do the trick, but no. Misses the mark. MP9 coming close. Double dark play. The P250 is out now. This bomb is ticking, though. They got to get on it soon. There's the first kill. It's a team kill. But it doesn't matter how the kill comes. Oh, he runs out of bullets, Issa. And Pro100, Prostar, excuse me, take the lead.
Excuse you.
Running out of bullets towards the end there. Absolutely brutal for HellRaisers. But again, they can buy. They will have no issue buying in this round. And they did make it expensive for Prostor, going down to the last player.
It was a really good call from Prosto, because the issue with that banana play is you do really want to swap out someone who can have utility. If if you do feel like that push is going to come, and they did keep 2 players on B, and both had been depleted of utility, because the other team keeps track of your utility. You absolutely have to count how many smoke grenades are used by the CTs. It really informs you as to where you want to finish your round, because if they can't stop you with a smoke, that's game-changing stuff. And speaking of which, a balcony pop from Prosto to kill all the guns here for HellRaisers. Issa only gets 1, but Woxic's in position, and that's a decent start to the defense. It does slow down now.
Smokes on the site. HellRaisers inviting a variance fight. But Prostor will back off, slow things down. Flarich is still at the bottom of slope, so he's keeping the CTs honest. They know a flank is not coming in, so they can just wait. And as they wait, HellRaisers are forced to rotate. They'll put a second player towards the B bomb site, leaving Angel alone towards A.
This is really cool, because as you say, one way HellRaisers could confirm this is by pushing B whilst the A push was happening, but they didn't do that, and that's something that Prosto have seen. And they just cut noise towards apartments. It would be genius if they went back towards A, but now HellRaisers are very suspicious with the level of delay and feel that if B was going to be pushed, it should have happened already. And they're confident to leave the AWP on B alone, and that's a smart choice.
Now it's even more genius, because everyone's going towards the B bomb site. Ivan's about to meet Bondik on Arch. There is an exchange there, but the bomb not spotted. Woxic flashed off. Woxic missing a shot, but there are 9 seconds left. They have to frag him, and he sees the bomb planter, and that's going to be the round, and he gets the no-scope as well. Swiping to the right.
Woxic, he is pretty good. Very confident there. Missed the first shot, but very good for the next flicks. I loved I really did enjoy that Prosto, you know, they got to the 3v3 in a full A assault and then decided to just cut the noise. They decided, okay, well, you know what? If we keep pushing, we're going to lose the round, but we have an advantage if we just stop now and then take and use the time. That was really cool.
Here we go.
Ooh,
it is
damage.
A pilgrimage towards the B bomb site. It is arduous. There isn't much in the name of water, but there are flames aplenty. Angel filling players with hot lead. Too many targets. Bombs on the floor. 4 smokes down around the B bomb site, and the bomb is in the middle of it.
They got so destroyed by the initial pre-nades. I think they lost like at least 30% of the entire health of the team to 1 or 2 HE grenades. 7 HP, 11 HP, no HP. Soon to be very dead, perhaps. Oh, Def gets some additional damage in. Oh, that's a very cool move there. Nice bit of parkour to get an elevated position, and that could, if they try to push him, unless there's a flash, he'll get the frag, I think, with that position. But he decides that waiting is boring, and the next round could be more fun. So the next round it is. 11 rounds for HellRaisers and 10 for Prosto. Prosto have been doing a great job in really challenging HellRaisers. I have to say, I've been impressed by them. However, HellRaisers are with a great economic advantage. You know, Woxic continues with the AWP. Got an AK on Issa. We've seen what damage Issa can do with an AK. It's looking great now for HellRaisers towards the end of this map. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Angel getting Larry. Bondik's got to be careful. He's as careful as one could ask him to be in that situation. But you don't want this to get out of control. There's still T's, I was going to say all over the place, but now there's only 2 left. That's a nice grenade. Oh, okay, that works out. That works out even better. Somehow Bondik is still alive with 3 kills. Round number 12 for HellRaisers, 2-round lead, 4 rounds away from a 2-0 versus Prosto. Money starting to build up. The CTs have +1 buy. Prosto must succeed here. Only 1 T round in this half. Again, the T rounds are sparse.
They really are. Let's see what they've got in store here on this one to bring back prosperous times to their team, to their tribe.
Prosperous times. I will not apologize to that one.
Walking straight up into top mid. HellRaisers rotating. They feel the pressure. They feel the presence. Oh, they might try to jump through Arch. That could be a smart move. Try to kill the rotating players, but even B has been almost abandoned. And Moxic is... Actually, no, he's moved forward to Car now, so that's really good. It's perfect positioning for HellRaisers. No one on the side of HellRaisers, but that's okay because they're in pretty good positions to deal with the multiple prongs of this attack. An initial defense from Bondik and Dead Fox. That's the bomb. Problems now.
Boom.
Maybe not.
Ding dong. Issa is in a position, crouching, he will be completely hidden here. He hears some footsteps. Woxic starts to rotate. Can he get 1? Can he get 2? They will check for him, but he's at such a weird angle that they could check for him and maybe not even see him. All on the site now. He wants to thin the numbers, but he has no angle just yet. Surely somebody makes their way towards the pit position. There it is. Kenzor has no idea. Oh, he gets his bell rung, but that's it. Woxic now. Can he get a 1 versus 1 angle and fall back far enough not to get traded? Def gives it to him. And Flarich has half a second to decide what he wants to do. He knows where he is, and he no-scopes him. Absolutely disgusting. Where is the bomb? Underneath the player, but he gets a defuse anyway.
That's so awesome because, again, like, so those 2 positions, that's where Issa got the 2 1-deeks when they entered the site with as a T. And I made the point that, yes, those frags are really rare, but it's not as though, like, you don't understand the very likely setup when there's 2 players on the bomb site. That, in the meta right now, is one of the most likely setups. So Woxic he knew where they would be standing. Like he was completely certain. And he knew there's a guy behind that pillar. He's waiting for the peek. So just so awesome to see that level of focus and decisiveness. And what a beautiful clutch.
That is meaty. That's a Reuben sandwich full of Prostor players.
Yeah. And here comes a quick push, quick burst, a surge of T players moving forwards. Bondic and Deadfox actually will be smoked away.
Okay then, the Deagles are activated, the bomb is exposed, Flarich is gone, Def is gone, and Woxic has been flanked. An AWP collected. HellRaisers have a few seconds to get into some strong positions. Issa on 17 HP. And Bondic moving together. Sviat rotating all the way to CT spawn. And HellRaisers no longer have eyes on the bomb. And it seems there is no consideration that Sviat could be coming from the B bomb site. Moving through apartments now. And Bondic has a look. The timing is perfect. And fortunate, perhaps. Round number 14 for HellRaisers.
After that Woxic clutch,
qualify some major, right?
you start to think they're going to do this. You know, they're going to just carry themselves through. And that's unquantifiable elements to counter-strike that, you know, that confidence element. And the cool thing with Woxic as well, you can see the amount of hours this guy puts into the game. That's one of the ways he is so sure of everything that he does. And that is the most important quality to being in the clutch. Being 100% convicted to your guess. Alright, so some presence felt by HellRaisers on Banana. And they will be forced back by the utility of their opponent. And this is good work from Prosto, just pushing the CTs back. At the same time, they start to pressure towards the apartments as well, and also towards top mid. And HellRaisers are actually rotating a player, and so they're going to have 3 on B here with limited information beyond the initial basic pressure. Oh!
It's a big shot from Woxic. Have they seen the bomb? Flarich taking giant risks straight into the crosshair of Deadfox, but it's not critical. Bondic will be the first engager. Deadfox is there as well. Ivan and Kenzor remaining. Woxic on his way. And there is... well, they're going to be exposed to him. Woxic doesn't need a second chance.
He's so good, isn't he? And that's match point for HellRaisers. They barely won Dust 2, the first map of the series, and now they reach match point here for map 2 of the series. 5 in a row is what Prosto needs. They at least have some equipment this round to try to do it.
Woxic makes his way. No fear, not shy at all. I don't know if he saw anyone cross. Kenzor on his way in second mid now. Very aggressive smoke from Angel. But there's a nasty surprise in store here for HellRaisers. Def has been taken out by a Molotov. There's the trade, but Deadfox is able to retreat if he wants to. He has no grenades left, no smoke. The bomb has been left at the bottom of Banana, and these 2 players will charge in, so Kenzor will be forced to rotate it. And that might buy some extra time for the CTs, who are almost on the site already. Deadfox down. Does he spot 2 players on the def cam? If so, it should be a full rotation, but Issa's only now leaving the pit. Angel and Woxic with a lot to do. Oh boy, 7 HP and Flarich is forced closer to the pool. Issa now coming from CT as well. There are 2 Molotovs on these 3 CT players.
Woxic still alive. That's potentially quite a strong incendiary. Will eliminate one of the positions for them, but the dark position is still suspect. Scout with a beautiful peek they line up, but Woxic still does some damage. Issa in the end cannot win the 1v1. Prosto keep themselves in this. But the money for HellRaisers is certainly going to be good enough to get another good buy or 2 in here before they need to save. And that was a close one. I was going to say that angle taken by Shat was really, really good. As he had to, you know, you might expect someone to play a bit more sort of passive in the corner, but by playing that angle, he gets, it's kind of an unexpected peak, I think, most of the time. And it's quite an awkward angle, as you can see, they were lined up. Beautiful. Although Bondik will toast Ivan, toasty Ivan. And Ivan does not like being toasted, he's out of the rounds. Oh, they're going to go for it. There's 3 players here for HellRaisers. They are ready.
Flaric peeking from the sandbags. Going straight past Coffins. Angel with a dirty peek. The smoke goes down, trying to catch the players off guard. Kenzor rotating the bomb back towards the A site. Issa waits in the pit. Now he's on the balcony. Now Kenzor is on his own, trying to keep his team in this match. HellRaisers, if they win this round, we will see them in the major. Angel creeping from the library. Who better than Angel to finish things off? There it is. 16-11, HellRaisers 2-0 Prosto. And HellRaisers make their way into the London major.
Yeah, congratulations to them. Definitely earned. I would say they're rough around the edges, but you know, you can see that there is a star potential to the team with Woxic, who is, to me, somewhat reminiscent of Simple in some ways. You know, the super fast sense, like so much raw skill to him, and you know, that young fiery talent. Really exciting to see. You got some of the more experienced players in there. You know, Bondik, Angel, Dead Fox, also a new one. So yeah, really cool team to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that was a good game of Counter-Strike from HellRaisers, and as Dan said, there are definitely some things to improve, and they've got time to do that, time to review, time to mix up the strats and go in as a new team into the major with the weeks they have to come. So congratulations to HellRaisers. The road is not over for Prosto. They've got more opportunities and more matches in the lower bracket of the CIS minor. More matches will come tomorrow, but that's all the matches that there will be today. So lots of Counter-Strike played. Saw a fair amount of dust too today as well, which is
that's cool. I like it.
Nice to see. You're seeing a differing set of maps here for the CIS minor as opposed to what we saw for the Americas one. Over to Freya and HellRaisers.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with the new challenger placement guys, HellRaisers. So how are you feeling now that you have come? You grabbed the first challenger spot.
We feel really good, I guess. Like I don't know. It wasn't an easy game, like everyone is saying. Like we should just take the first place like easy, but it's not easy at all.
How about you? You're a veteran of HellRaisers, Angel. How are you feeling with this lineup?
It's like I feel I'm not super happy. Like it's not like the goal which we're aiming for, but it's like one of the steps we should do. So like I'm kind of just calm, to be honest.
Now going back to Dust 2, you guys started off amazingly. We had 7 rounds to 0, and then Prosto started to come back. What did they start to do to counter you?
It's like, to be honest, they caught us twice on some really not stupid rounds, but the rounds that works only when you don't expect it. Like they broke our economy, it went 8-7, and it was really sloppy game from us. We didn't play as good as we should play. So yeah, it goes to 16-14, some forces and stuff.
So was it that teamwork that made you get back into it and just focus more?
Yeah, definitely. We just stopped doing something crazy. We just played our default, took 5 or 6 rounds in a row without any panic. Then we did one panic round, we lost it, and we continue playing more.
Now we saw Ivan, he had an amazing game. How did you guys manage to neutralize him?
We just played together, pretty much.
To be honest, we gifted him this good game. Yeah, it was our mistakes. It was nothing super special. Of course, he hit his shots like any opshoot, but it's was more of our mistakes that we did.
Yeah, because Woxic, you had a great game. How are you feeling going? Where is Woxic? Yeah. There you are.
Where's this?
Well, both of you, Isa and Woxic. Yeah. How are you feeling?
One second.
Come, your favorite interview.
You know what? You have better AWP player because of this.
Yes, it's me, but I'm not using it yet.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm feeling good because
thank you, bro.
because we made it the major, and it will be my first time for me, and we got stickers also. I don't know, I'm happy, but I can't say my emotions right now.
Yeah. Isa, you've got your stickers. You were saying earlier you wanted to get those stickers, so.
I feel I'm still in a dream, to be honest. I can't express my feeling as well.
Is there anything you want to say to the fans at home before we go back to the desk?
بحبكم كلكم كل اللي بيشجعوني وخصوصا امي بحبك كثير والله خلي لي اياك يا حبيبتي. Thank you all the fans and I love you all.
Thank you so much, guys, and congratulations once again. We're going to head back over to the desk.
A big congratulations, a warm and hearty congratulations to HR, our first CIS qualifiers to the major. They still have a chance to play in the grand final tomorrow, so they can win even some money to join them on their trip to London later this year. But yes, they are absolutely going to be competing in London in September. Commiserations to Prosto, but they have another chance when tomorrow they play against Spirit. All right, everybody, as we have these highlights on screen, Halvor and Matthew, let's talk about Dust 2. It almost backfired for HellRaisers. It was as close as possible without being 15-15 and going into overtime. It finished at 16-14 in favor of the HR boys.
Yeah, no, definitely so. As we see the map match stats from that Inferno game as well, Bondi Kimboxic with great individual performances. But yeah, on Dust 2, it definitely got a lot closer than we initially expected it to go. I think, again, what the big thing that really caught them off was the effectiveness of the off play from Ivan and also Kenzor. They were doing really well for themselves, being proactive around the map. They actually got the better of Voxic in most of the situations. I was expecting Flairch to be the big kind of standout star for them in this series. That was not the case. So it's nice to see that they have more strings to play off of. But I will say that it did feel like it was more sloppiness from HellRaisers allowing for Prosto to get into that kind of situation more than Prosto necessarily making HellRaisers play that poorly.
Did you see that as well, Matthew? What kind of sloppiness did you see on the side of HellRaisers?
Well, I wouldn't really say sloppiness. I was pretty much impressed by Prosto being able to come back from a very bad start on Dust 2. Like Freya said, it felt like HellRaisers were just gonna bash them out, and actually Prosto found their way into grabbing some T rounds that they needed. Then they had the economy for them, and they pretty much secured enough round to play a CT side. And then, as you said, the double up again, extremely powerful. It puts you in a position where you need to go deep in the playbook. And I didn't really expect Prosto to put up that kind of fight. So we said it. I've said it before. I think Prosto are candidates for this second spot for the qualifier. And I think after seeing this game against HellRaisers, I'm pretty much convinced of it.
Yeah. Halvor, do you agree? I mean, we had a good feeling about Team Spirit after their first two best-of-1 victories yesterday, but then today in the best-of-3, they lacked some of the excitement. They lacked that little extra thing that could have given them the push to win. And whereas on the other hand, seeing Prosto now going up against HR, arguably the highest quality opponent in this minor, they look to hold their own at times.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're keeping a stock, I guess, of how the teams rank up against each other, there's no doubt that Prosto has risen significantly, while Team Spirit have taken a pretty significant hit, honestly. Again, botching their veto, you could talk about that as a factor, but also getting outmatched. They did get outplayed by Prosto in their best-of-3. So that's more credit to Prosto. That does, I guess, strengthen their opportunity at the second spot as well. So absolutely lots to be happy about if you're Prosto in this kind of scenario, even though you did just lose to HellRaisers. But there's no shame in that. I mean, I think most people are expecting HellRaisers to come out on top out of this qualifier. So, you are fighting for a second spot, and you're very well matched versus the remaining teams in that group.
We spoke about the strengths and weaknesses of the teams before we got underway with this best-of-3, and you saw from HR, Matthew, a rather tricky play at one point that you wanted to highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was extremely interesting what happened on Dust 2, because over the course of this minor, we have been talking about how to handle the double-up setup. When your T and CTs have double-up, it becomes very hard basically to find openings. So here is a very good example of how HellRaisers found a way to deal with it. So what they do is very deep in the strat book. They fake an A-take with the smokes, use the flash. Angel actually drops into CT base, gets the kill. He's also protected from the AWP that's on long. So that's a very good way to close the gap, and you can probably see that. For the CTs, the deal is done. There's nothing they can do. Once Angel finds the kill, trades happen on B, they have the control, the round is pretty much over. And that's one of these examples when I was saying, when you face two AWPs, you need a way to close the gap, you need a way to get into their faces, basically. And you have to be a little creative, a little deep, and I think that was a very good example from HellRaisers.
That strat where you push through short, then to loop back round into CT. It's so crucial to get that drop down correct, right? When you throw that first smoke and then throw the second one, because if that person gets picked when they're coming out or falling, it basically all crumbles, and then it's just essentially some people on short and some people on mid. Halvor.
Yeah, especially because it's a pretty big tell as to what you want to do as well. Because nobody drops down in there to then proceed to do, for instance, you know, an A-long split. That's not I guess that's not the normal outcome of it. So again, if you drop that player, again, you have still the mid defender and CT spawn to fully focus on just one area of the map at that point. Again, solidifies your defense a whole bunch. The guys inside on the B bomb site don't have to get necessarily flustered. They can focus solely on the exit entrance on the B bomb site, which again makes your life so much easier. So definitely all of that comes into play. But again, you see HellRaisers actually executing it fully as well. It's not just that the initial drop is good, but also the fact that you get the pincer movement in on the B bomb site at the same time. So the two players remaining on Prosto actually has to make the hard decision whether or not they want to defend for B exit or they want to defend for door or window. And if you can't get that exactly right or push aggressively towards one of the edges of the bomb site, you're going to get sandwiched and you will die.
If you'd like, Halvor, maybe you can continue into talking about Woxic, the standout player of the series, and specifically a great clutch he managed to pull off during that best of 3.
Absolutely. Woxic has been an instrumental and integral part of the HellRaisers' success for a long, long time, and he kind of goes on to show why he's able to do so. And this is the clutch situation we had just towards the end of Inferno as well. Issa here initially being able to find one after being hidden in pit for quite some time. That gives more space and actually makes sure that the player on Prosto actually are not able to leave the bomb site. Again, lessens the opportunities that Woxic kind of has to clear out in that sense, and just follows it through with 2 great off shots. Obviously, he finishes off with a no-scope. I will say, though, that in this kind of a situation, we've talked about how being proactive can be the end of you in a couple of situations, and I think that's what gets the better of Def here, because there's no reason for him to actually go for that peek, and that obviously sets Woxic up in a prime position where he knows where the final member of Prosto is. A good player like Woxic is not going to miss those shots a whole lot often. But again, it requires immense skill to actually be able to land those shots in the pressure situation. But you see, you know, the best and the worst, I guess, of both worlds in that sense. You know, nerves getting to some of the players on Pro, and obviously Woxic remaining calm and cool as ever.
In that situation, guys, what's optimal for Def? He can either just stay hidden and hope that his teammate acts as a bit of a bait, then peek out safely, or can he be at least jiggling slightly, because then he sets up the bait himself for his teammate to shoot him? What options could Def have used there as opposed to just going completely out and getting wrecked?
I think what you mentioned, that's pretty much the 2 options he has. But I think when you're, depending on obviously who you're going up against, what kind of weaponry he has, it's Woxic, one of the quickest operators you can find really in the world. I'd say sacrifice your teammate in the corner, because that's such a deep committal for Woxic that he has to swing out and puts himself in the open for Def.
If you consider the reload time of the shot animation, like going again with the AWP, right? He should have a moment, a window to fire off and at least trade it quite comfortably.
Yeah, and that's really what he has to play off of. And it's tough to kind of to use your teammates as bait as that. It's not often you can actually communicate it in time as well. That's kind of just like this telepathy kind of thing you have to have with your teammates, and that comes with you know, practice and experience and whatnot. But I think that's the best case of going forward about it, because again, as you see, if you give Woxic an inch, it's gonna take a mile off of that, and that's really what we see. Even though actually in that scenario, Def kind of gave him a mile to work with.
And that extra distance, in fact, took them into the grand final, giving them one of those qualifying spots. Let's look at the bracket so you can see overall where we've been and where we are. Yep, so earlier today, Prosto did, in fact, beat Team Spirit, proving to us that maybe at times we've underestimated them. HellRaisers with the expected result against a Vanguard, and then HellRaisers just beat Prosto earlier. Meaning HellRaisers now in that grand final with how much on the line? It's $50,000 on the line, and they'll get the lion's share, $30,000 for first place. And we'll see Prosto square off against Team Spirit tomorrow to see who meets them there and is the final qualifier.
Getting a little bit ahead of yourself here, Paula, because we do have a Vanguard.
And a Vanguard, of course.
Yes,
we have 3 best of 3s, not just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will start off with a Vanguard versus Spirit. Yep. Then they'll play against Prosto, who are waiting in that lower bracket final to get into the grand final.
Exactly.
got there in the end, Halvor.
We did.
It's an
Teamwork.
exciting. Well, I mean, these are the 3 teams, right, that we identified as the strongest. Maybe Prosto, we were looking a little less, maybe looking over them slightly. A Vanguard should have definitely been here. HellRaisers, this is the expected result.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go a step further and say they should definitely win the final against whoever they play.
I would still land there. They've been even when they play poorly, they've had poor T sides in my book. Just in general, they've gotten a lot out of winning pistol rounds so far, and that's not always going to be the case. You can't reliably just win, 4 out of 4 pistol rounds and a best of 3, over the course of 2 maps. That's not reliable. But even still, they're able to grind out rounds. They have the individuals to carry them through sloppy rounds, messy rounds that they are not supposed to win. So yeah, even though they've been tested, HellRaisers have stood the test, or stood the time, I guess.
Test of time.
Test of time, yeah.
Halvor and Matthew, would you like to give me some quick closing final thoughts?
Interesting day. I think we've all been impressed by Prosto.
Definitely.
Once again, if they can carry on this form, I would really put my money on them for the 2nd spot. But then again, for Vanguard and
Spirit, yeah.
Spirit, thank you very much. That's going to be another day. They have a shot at proving that today was maybe a fluke or they were not playing their best. But excited for tomorrow, yeah?
Absolutely. So Spirit definitely have a lot to live up to, or a lot to correct, I guess, going into tomorrow. So I'm expecting to see a more revitalized or improved version of them as they go up against Avangard. Avangard, it's going to be cool to see what they can do if they actually get some of their better maps to go to sneak through a veto. Because we did see that they really brought it to HellRaisers on cash, and if they go up against a team that might be a little more flustered when they play versus aggressive teams and whatnot, that could be their way to a lower bracket final versus Prosto.
Yeah, it seems as though Prosto have had a steady rise throughout this tournament. A little roadblock now in the form of HellRaisers, kind of similar to their first best of 1. A Vanguard, it's been up and down, and of course we have Spirit in the mix as well. One of those 3 will meet HellRaisers in that grand final, and those results will all be found out tomorrow. Remember, everybody, we are all across social media, and to get involved in the conversation, give us some feedback, or just have some fun, use the hashtag FACEITMiner. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever else. Thank you very much for joining us today. Tomorrow, we close out the CIS mine and find out who will join HellRaisers in that grand final, qualifying to the major.